From Ellington, driving car number 44 in the Chapman Apartment Home Special, it's Jason Chapman.
The competition was better at Stafford. It was the direction we wanted to go. I don't know, there wasn't really any nervousness at all because, I know how to drive SK Lights at Waterford, so it was not going to be all that different than Stafford, but it still wasn't going to be the same. I thought it was going to be a lot harder. I thought I was going to really suck. I raced once in 2021, didn't do too hot. We were just testing the water, seeing how it would go, and making improvements as we needed because, first year of rookie, you have to start scratch somewhere. I felt good. I felt like we were improving swiftly. You have to be comfortable with what you're doing. You can't be, if you're nervous at all or, you start overthinking, that's when bad stuff happens. You got to be confident and you have to know what you're doing.
Wheel to wheel down into turn one.
Off the second. Oh, trouble now. We've got one of the Chapman cars spinning like a top. A mad scramble.
We had a good car, we had a good chance at winning. It was upsetting that we had started up front and a good car got taken out so quickly. Can't look back, the more you look back, the more you start thinking about, oh, this season's not going well, or you have to look forward, you have to look in advance every week because, next week is always what matters if you have a bad week.
And the first for rookie Jason Chapman. Jason earned his first top 5, finishing 5th.
Yet again, it was a good feeling throughout the team, a lot of hard work, long hours in the shop. I feel like it was well-deserved, and it's so unpredictable what happens every week that you really don't know what's going to happen. So a couple of good finishes in a row is really good luck on the team. You got to think about what you're doing. You can't go into a race completely blind. You have to think about what you're going to do. You have to know what you're going to do before the race even starts. You have to have an idea because, one week you'll have the bottom will be hot, the middle will be hot, or the top will be hot. It really depends on what happens throughout the day. If it's a cold day, if it's a hot day, if it rained before, if it was hot, if it was cold. I feel like it's a really important aspect of racing because you have some drivers who just don't know how to use both lanes. I feel like drivers who know the inside and the outside are really good drivers.
Angling, oh trouble, Derek Devis goes around, they pile up hard into turn 3, one car on top of the guardrail.
Is that red and white car?
That's Jason Chapman up against the guardrail.
It really happened so fast, you go in there, you just get hit from the back, hit from the side, and you're up and close your eyes and wonder what happened. I thought the car was totaled. I thought it was a complete loss. I'm sitting up on the guardrail, the center section has to be bent, the rear clip has to be mangled, nothing savable, but you get out and you look at it and it all isn't too bad. It's mostly cosmetics. Your tail section of tin was all bent up, a couple of suspension parts, an upper or a tie rod, and then you have one of the bars in the rear clip was bent, but that was just one bar, it wasn't the whole clip, so it was good enough to stint out the rest of the season.
Rookie Jason Chapman continues to step it up. The driver of the Chapman Apartment Homes 44 scored his first career Stafford podium.
It was really a sigh of relief. We worked so hard all year long just to get better and better each week, and consistency is key in racing, so a top 3 finish is a really good look on the team, and it shows how much work we put in. Where we started, it was a 16th, the first race, and now we're at a 3rd, just in our rookie year of the season. Biggest lesson I learned this year was to, think, being a hothead and, acting dumb isn't gonna get you anywhere. It's a really big deal, not many people do it. Not every driver is winning Rookie of the Year, especially clinching it before the end of the season. I would like to thank Brian Sullivan, BSR, for helping setting up the car, Rick, Robbie, Clinch, Ludi, Chris, Jim, Steven, Ted, Mark Hilton, Mark DeMauro, Glenn, Jimmy, Josiah, Christian, they all helped us put this car together each week and help us do really good this year. I'd like to thank Paul at Carey Motor Sales, Chad at Central Motors, Mike Napa Talon, Jay Rigos and Hometown Pizza, R.A.D Auto Machine, Kevin and Wayne at KNW, Babs Paint for supplying the paint for this car, Keith at Rocco Racing, Stoney with Short Track Baker and Sunoco Fuel, Wet Out Communications, Competitive Edge Coatings, Sly at SSR, Fenceline Films, Critical Signs, Stafford Towing, LaJoy Seating, Sarek Fabrication, Chapman Apartment Homes. And you got Stafford Speedway, Mark, David, Paul, Lisa, all the staff, all the corner crew, all the ambulance drivers, everyone that checks on you after you end up on the guardrail. You got Monaco Ford, Mayberry Material, John Holland and New England Race Fuel, Olson Apartment Homes, Emily at Gaston Racing, American Signs, JR Recovery, and Hoosier Tires for contingency sponsors throughout the year.
What's 2023 looking like?
Another SK Light year, hopefully for a good year, maybe run at the championship, hopefully.